All right. Varying degrees to which people like doing warm-ups. We have a warm-up in the workout that's designed to get you ready to move. And then remember, we do recommend doing a few work-up sets as opposed to working sets. First set mindset requires you to build up to a weight that you can do for the number of reps listed, and then you go all out. Those number of work-up sets can be anywhere from like 2 to 4 depending on your strength, your experience. But people have asked, what do you do to even get ready before that? Some of you want to do a little bit of a longer warm-up. Daniel will talk about his warm-up after this, lack thereof. You know, I'm a little bit older than Daniel by a couple years. So I've got a few more injuries. I like to get a little limber, but it's very, very quick. It's just a few movements with the ideas that I'm working out my upper and lower body, or I can just roll around like Daisy. So the first one that I'm gonna do is just like, I normally don't do it in the grass, you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and I just wanna do a rock back. We've talked about doing this from the squat mobility standpoint, where I am doing a rock back movement to just get a little bit of movement in my hips. From here, I'm gonna be doing a reach through.
It's for your shoulder and pec.
Also really stretching my lat where I'm going, and I wanna reach all the way down and through. From here, I'm gonna go onto my side. You're gonna see everything just flows from one thing into another. I've got one leg across another. I'm holding this down and I'm just externally rotating back while keeping this knee down. So I'm getting a little movement in my spine. I'm opening up my chest. And then of course I'll go ahead and repeat that on the other side. Holding this down. From here, I'm on my back. I'm gonna do a dead bug. So this is just waking up the entire core, activating my glutes. Dead bug means opposite arm, opposite leg. If that's a little bit too hard for you, you can just either do arms or legs. But the ideal is, wow, I'm confusing myself. Opposite arm, opposite leg. From here, I'm gonna be doing what looks really funny, but I'm gonna be pulling my knees in and I'm gonna be trying to use my core to almost roll up. And all I'm doing here is just getting a lot of blood flow in my lower body, my lower back, working my core. And then I'm pretty much ready to go. So you can see, what was that, a couple minutes? I'm trying to do about 6 to 8 reps on each side, and I'm just moving through, stretching out my hips, getting to a range where I can stretch my back and my chest and my shoulders, getting movement into my back, getting activation in my core, lighting up my glutes, and then everything starts to feel pretty buttery and I'm good to go.
How many workup sets do you typically do for the main lifts?
For the main lifts, it depends on how strong I am at a lift. The stronger I am, the more that I'm gonna want to get to within about 70 to 80% of the lift. So if I was Daniel Ketchel, Ketch has got a much stronger deadlift than me. When he's doing 600 pounds, I would probably be doing 5 to 6 workup sets, but very, very low volume. The idea of a workup set is not to exhaust you. I'm not trying to accumulate fatigue. I'm trying to prepare my muscles to lift the weight. But some exercises, most exercises, I would say I do about 2 to 3 workout sets because I'm taking relatively big jumps because, again, I don't want to exhaust myself. I'm never doing more than 5 reps on those workup sets. I'm typically doing about 3 to 5 reps to activate, to stimulate, but not to exhaust. So I'm not suddenly under 300 pounds and my body thinks, oh shit, what am I gonna do right now? It wants to be ready. And there was even a recent study that came out that showed that doing about 5 reps with 80% of the working volumes you want to use is the best way to increase strength because your body is prepared. But again, keep those reps lower. Do not exhaust your body. If your warm-up is so exhausting that you feel completely tanked, that's an issue. The one exception is if you were a beginner. Your warm-ups are going to feel exhausted because your body is not trained yet, and that is normal. When people go through a beginner and a beginner warm-up, they say, this is so difficult. It's because we're increasing the challenge. We're what used to feel like a workout might now be a warm-up, but that is a good thing because your body can handle it. And that's some of the resistance we feel in order to get better. The more trained you are, the less exhausted you will feel from your warm-up.
I'll show mine.
Okay.
Oh, we're still rolling. I guess this is going to be great.
We're just rolling. Okay, so I have two variations of a warm-up. One Adam won't like. One is a stretch I actually learned from Adam. If I'm doing squats or deadlifts, I actually do want to do a little mobility. I'll typically do what you see in the foundation workout, where you do the squats, the inverted rows. Do inverted rows for every single warm-up because I have bad shoulders, and that helps get my shoulders greased. But the most common thing I'll do for mobility is something I think Adam calls the world's greatest stretch.
It is the world's greatest stretch.
So I'll come up and really get the stretch on this, and then I'll come down, and I'll come down into this. And I think I've added some to this from what Adam has, but I just felt my back crack and it's fantastic. I'll drop this knee to the ground, do another stretch.
Working the quad right there. Raise those.
I'll drop
Ooh.
my leg in front of me.
Look at this, hitting hip flexor right here.
I'll come down.
Guys, I've never seen Daniel catch a warm up like this.
Only when I'm going for a deadlift PR.
I am overjoyed right now.
And then I'll do
Thank God he's doing yoga. Guys,
a
Daniel
little
Ketchell's
bit of
doing yoga.
And that's one rep, and I'll basically do that on each side 5 times. That's what I do before I'm going for a 600-pound deadlift. I'm going to be honest, most of my workouts, I don't do that.
Oh, don't say that.
Most of my workouts, I come out, I do 2 workup sets. If my first working deadlift is going to be 12 reps of 330 pounds, I'm doing 5 reps of 165, 5 reps of 255, and then straight to 330. Everybody's different, and that's kind of what we wanted to tell you. You'll be great if you just do the warm-ups we have in the app. You don't need to do anything more. You don't need to do a cool down. When I finish my workout, I walk away. I typically take Daisy on a ruck, and that's my cool down.
Cool downs are so overrated.
Or I go sit inside and I work. Because when I was in high school, our coaches and trainers made us get on the treadmill or the bike for 10 minutes because if you didn't, your heart was going to explode and not get the blood to your muscles or something. It's all been proven wrong. You don't need a cool down. Your heart rate's going to come down naturally. Go on a walk if you want.
Listen to some music.
Do some foam rolling if you want, or just sit down.
I think we should cut this video where you said I don't do a warm-up ever.
No, we part of the positive corner of the internet is also being honest.
We are very transparent.
Adam does a big warm-up. He's shown you that. I've shown you what I do when I want to hit a PR. And yeah, honestly, I don't do much other than that.
One could argue your no warm-up has made you stronger at the deadlift than my warm-up.
That's true.
Science.
But don't necessarily do what I do unless it works for you.